Welcome back to the Tales of St. Gwen. Today is about the Psykers. And so to begin. When I was young, before my training began with my sisters, I was wandering around with the other orphans and looking for flowers to make a flower crown for my best friend Michaela when we heard screams. The orderlies called the other orphans inside, but my friend and I moved to the fence, curious to see what was going on. What we saw was something no child should have to see. A psyker was walking down the street, holding a staff that was producing a red aura. I recognized the man, a once quiet man who had spent a good amount of time in the park across from the orphanage, but now his face was contorted with power. His eyes had the same red aura that his staff had, and they moved side to side as people ran away from him. On either side of him were demonic-looking dogs, snarling at everything with blood dripping from their mouths. I would later learn that they were called flesh hounds, and they were tied to the chaos god Corn. As it got closer to the orphanage, I noticed the sea of red that was following him, the other demons attacking the main street and dragging the citizens out. It was then I decided we need to get inside, and I started to pull Michaela away from the gate. The movement alerted the flesh hounds, and one jumped over the fence and attacked Michaela. I screamed her name. Her screams of pain were matched with flesh hounds chewing away at her body. Without thinking, I ran over to the small flower garden and grabbed one of the solar lights from the ground. The spike on the edge was the only weapon I could think of, and I ran to the flesh hound. With all the power I had in my 5-year-old body, I stabbed the flesh hound in the eye. It screamed in pain, but I didn't stop, stabbing it again and again in the skull till it slumped to the ground dead. I moved to holding Michaela in my arms, her torso looking similar to horror movies, tears running down both our faces. "It's okay," I said to her, holding her close. "It's okay. Soon you'll be with the Emperor." "How dare you!" I looked up at the voice, the man now standing above us with an imposing figure. "You will pay for killing that demon." I held out the solar spike, trying my best to look threatening, to defend us. It was then that I heard bolter shots. The man screamed in anger, turning to focus his attention on the army that was now charging towards him. Their armor was black, but their hair was white, and they screamed a war cry as they mowed down the small army of demons. My eyes moved back to Michaela and held her close. Tears were streaming down both our faces, and I knew she wouldn't make it. I started to hum her favorite lullaby, which was soft and sweet versus the battle that was happening around us. I held her, even after she passed. The battle ended, but I wouldn't let her go. "Young one." I lifted the solar spike as I looked at the woman in front of us. She was tall, lithe, and had a regal prowess. She wasn't frightened of solar spike as she knelt down to look at us. "You killed that flesh hound with just that spike." I nodded to her in response. She gently took the spike out of my hand before holding said hand. "I'm sorry for the loss of your friend, but what would you say to stop this tragedy from ever happening again?" "How would I do that?" I asked, wiping the tears from my face. "Come with me, young one." I gently laid Michaela down, the orderly rushing over to take care of her body, and I took the woman's hand, and she led me away from the orphanage and towards my new life. Psykers, in the eyes of the sisters, are mutants that can cause corruption to enter the galaxy, that can tear a world apart by merely wishing it. I have no good account of personal interactions with Psykers, and I'm not looking to change that. Psykers are beings who have some degree of psychic abilities. Because of those abilities, they are considered witches, especially when those abilities are used in a way that shows no regard for the dangers they may spawn or use in the pursuit of the ruinous powers of the chaos gods. All Psykers draw their power from the extramental dimension, known as the warp. As such, if a Psyker is less disciplined, they are often in danger of a demonic possession, being corrupted by the ruinous powers of chaos. While all Psykers are in danger of this corruption, human Psykers are more often susceptible to demonic corruption. I have many tales of Psykers falling to ruinous powers, leading to battles that scar planets for generations. A blast of demonic energy across a planet scorches the ground, leaving a tear in the planet for demons to crawl out of. All in all, I am not a fan of Psykers. Thank you for coming to this tale of St. Gwen, albeit short. If you liked the video, please give it a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel as it all helps greatly, and I will see you in the next one.